Yeah.
Oh. Can you hear me, Chaskar? Mr. Chaskar? Pradeep?
Yeah, Mr. Rakesh Dash, I think he is disconnected or what, I don't know, but we are able to hear you.
Okay, fine, fine. I was just testing so that,
Yeah, yes.
it's all right to.
Pradeep, you were disconnected, it seems, because the speaker was asking about you.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir. Yeah, now I am audible. I mean, now it is audible to me.
Yeah,
okay.
wait 2
I think
minutes.
I was not. Yeah, yes. I think I was not able to hear anything. So now it is
Okay,
okay.
okay, fine, fine.
Let's wait for 2-3 minutes and then we'll start. Huh?
Fine. No problem.
Yes, sir.
Pradeep, what I'll do is I'll share the screen, right?
Okay, okay, sir.
Once your introduction over, I'll share the screen.
Yes, yes, yes. Sure, sure.
Okay, fine. Or should I do it right now?
Wait, sir. Wait for a moment.
I think Pradeep, you can think of starting now.
Yes, sir. So good afternoon, everyone. Today's session we have organized with respect to the topic entitled personality development. And we all know that along with your studies, the development in your personality or all-round development in your personality is very important. And that is why we have organized this session on personality development. I will request our principal, Dr. Rakesh Somani sir, to share his thoughts.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Pradeep Chaskar. Uh, at the outset, let me welcome uh, Mr. Rakesh Dash, who is the speaker of today's session. And I'm also happy to see that the students are joining in more numbers for this session. The topic is really interesting, that is personality development. And as rightly said by Mr. Chaskar, that uh, apart from your technical knowledge, how you represent yourself, how you present yourself in your professional life, that matters a lot. And so, as dear students, as you all know, that we have a cell called as drives cell, that is development of research, innovation, and various entrepreneurial skills. Under this drive cell, we are conducting this event or this particular talk today. And the speaker is none other than expert who is from the pharmaceutical background. He has been working in a very, has a very good kind of professional experience. but the topic what has been selected, is totally very relevant as well as very contemporary. So I request all these students to note the points, because these are the whatever tips we are going to get today. These tips will be helpful to you for your personality development in future, and you can groom yourself. So I'm really thankful to Mr. Rakesh for accepting our invitation and sparing your valuable time with us. And over to you, Mr. Pratik. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now it's my privilege to welcome and introduce Mr. Rakesh Das on this occasion. He has more than 10 years of experience in sustained release tablets, complex generics like oral peptides, ophthalmic solutions, suspension gels, tablets, immediate release and extended release capsules, and so on and so forth. He is also having a handful experience in QBD for formulation and process development. Right now, he is working as a research scientist in Lupin Research Park. Earlier, he was a research scientist associated with Ranbaxy Laboratories, a research associate with Lupin Labs, and so on. He has done his Master of Pharmacy in Pharmaceutics from Singhgarh College of Pharmacy, Pune, and he has over 6 publications to his credit. The most important thing in his CV is he has been awarded twice with the Bravo Award at Lupin for entrepreneurial spirit. Now I welcome Mr. Rakesh Das to deliver this session. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pradeep. And it's my pleasure to join you guys and deliver a topic that is not my forte, definitely. But, this topic or this content has been an important, this is such an important topic, and this is so close to my heart that during this tenure of my 10 years in the pharmaceutical industry, I've seen many challenges. I've faced many challenges, and this is nothing but where I developed myself, as well as I think those, as rightly pointed out by Mr. Rakesh Somani sir, those points are going to definitely help you as well. I think so. So before I start my presentation, I would like to thank Mr. Prateep for such a beautiful introduction. And I would also like to thank the organization who actually thought this can be a very, important topic that should be inculcated and that should be developed within student apart from the technical education. So with that, I would like to start my presentation. Let me share the presentation with you all. Okay. Mr. Pradeep, can you just give me the permission to share the screen, or whoever is the host of this event?
Yes, sir. Yes, I will do it. Just a moment.
Yeah. So before I share this presentation with you, I would like to, touch few points that this is a very, very right time. This pandemic situation, this lockdown, whatever. All of us are right now inside our home, and this is the right time to think what we need out of our life or what we want to achieve in our life. And this is what the basis for personality development. So I'd like to request everybody who has not till now thought about it, just this is the right time, and this is the very, the organization is are conducting this kind of seminar. You just attend it and you just take a step forward to achieve whatever you want to achieve in your life. Just a single step will definitely going to help you in your personality development. This is what I want to make. So I hope you have given me the.
Sir, I have done, sir.
Okay, that's right. Can everybody see this slide?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the topic of our discussion today, personality development. So before we see what personality development is, or what is the process for personality development, let us discuss or let us know what is personality. So can anybody from the audience define personality for me? Anybody from the audience? It's already there in this presentation. So. Okay, no problem. So let me define personality for you guys. Personality is nothing but a sum total of physical, psychological, emotional, and social attitude, and some motivational factors. And what is this? To simplify this statement, you can also say personality is nothing but a characteristic way how you look, how you think, what you feel, and how you behave. How you behave when you are with others, right? So this is what makes you a different person, or this is what makes your personality. If you guys ever realize, we tend to behave very similarly when we face the same type of situation. And this is nothing but your personality. Behaving or reacting similarly every time when you face the same situation. So just think of it. Okay. And these behavioral characteristics are both inherent and acquired. Some are inherent and some are acquired. And these characters distinguish one person from another. So if others know you by your name, they also know you by your character. And this is how we are different. And these factors defines people's relationship to the environment and social groups. So as I said, how you look, how you think, what you feel, and how you behave is your personality. Okay. So now we understand what is personality. Now let us understand what is personality development and why it is required. So according to me, personality development is a systemic steps or development of one behavior or attitude that makes a person distinct from the others. And this distinct behavior or attitude makes that person successful either in its social life or in its professional life, whatever it may be. But this development of behavior and attitude make that person a very different kind of person with whom everybody likes to, either talk or speak or take some motivation from. So this development, this systemic development is nothing but to imbibe some positive energy or doing some positive things within yourself, So those positive energy will definitely going to help to improve your life, your personal life, your professional life. That can be career, personal or professional relationship also. And this positivity will definitely going to improve your productivity and bring you the success that you want to achieve. Okay. Any question till now? I think I'm audible to all, and what I'm saying is, you guys are means it's quite simple so that you can understand. I think so. If you cannot get it, please let me know. If any point is not.
He's following it, sir.
It's all okay? Fine. Any question till now?
Another book. I don't know, sir.
Pardon?
दो बुक ओनली मेंटेन करते हैं ना अभी क्या हो हाँ
You are mute, sir.
Okay, now I'm audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. I think, I don't know why. But okay. So to summarize or to means, what can be the benefit of personality development, I've actually put it into very simple 6 points. First is self-awareness. As I said, this is the very first step of personality development. Till the time you don't know your value, the belief, the purpose for which you want to develop yourself, there is no further way of talking. So this is the first step you need to do. That is introspect yourself. What do you want from yourself? Whether it is your career, be the education, be the social life, whatever. Just define your goals. That will be the first step. And you guys also know, it's very hard to leave the dreams of others. So it's better to define your dreams, your goals, and accordingly, you need to act upon your personality development. Okay. Second thing, once you are aware of your purpose, belief, and values, the decision making will become very easier. Now you know what you want. So what things you need to do and the decision or the steps you need to take, that will be very easy for you. Okay. So now the second point is done. The decision you have taken, and now that will act as an motivation for you. Now you have clear objects, you have identified the task, and you know the resource available. So based on that, you can prioritize your steps or the goals. So that will improve the focus and effectiveness. So these are the first 3 points of or benefits of personality development. The fourth point will be, as I said, it will going to motivate you. When you define those goals you want to achieve, it will motivate you to achieve those goals and bring positivity within yourself. And there is a saying, where there is a will, there is a way. If you are willing to achieve something in your life in a short period of time, then that will motivate you. Okay. And this personality development will not only help you to get success, but those skills what you will acquire during personality development is going to help you to deal with the tough times in your life. Like this is a very tough time we are seeing right now, this pandemic. If you have those skills or attitude to handle this kind of stress, okay, this is nothing but the personality development. Okay, and more fulfilling relationship. This can also be achieved through personality development. Okay, let me go to the next slide. So as I said, the first step is to define the goal. Okay, the Indian development guru, personality development guru Shiv Khera very well said, winners do not do different things. They do things differently. What does it mean? What they do so that what we are not doing, so that they are successful in their life and we are not. This is nothing but a very simple thing, that is defining the goals and adhering to those goals and taking simple steps to achieve those goals. So for you guys, this is a very simple technique to define your goals. If you have not defined your goals, there is no meaning of taking this kind of seminars. Even if you take 100 of this kind of seminars on personality development, even if you listen to 100 of motivational speakers, nothing going to happen till the time you jot down your goals. So what is this goal? This technique is called SMART technique to define the goals. What is SMART? First S for specific. It should be detailed and meaningful. You should write down your goals, what you want to achieve in a very detailed manner, and it should be meaningful. It should have some meaning. Okay. Second is, it should be measurable. The goal you are jotting down or writing down, it should be measurable. The changes or the steps you are taking to achieve those goals should be measurable. Third is attainable. This goal should be realistic. Whatever technical skills you have, whatever resources you have, considering those resources, tools, and knowledge you have, you should consider them, and based on that, you should jot down your goals that can be attainable. Fourth is relevant. These goals should be relevant to you. You cannot write down some goals that is not relevant to you, or by doing or achieving those things in your life, there is no positive things or no meaning, that will give no meaning to your life. It should not be that. It should be relevant to your life, to the kind of profession you are, or the kind of things you want to do in your life. So it should be relevant. You should not, copy someone else's goal to your goal. That should be very much clear. Pardon? Anybody saying anything? Asking anything? Okay. So last one is time bound, and this goal should have some time. Within what time you want to achieve those goals, and that will be your driving force. The time will be your driving force. You want to achieve it now, you have written it, and you want to achieve it within a specific period of time. So you need to take steps. That will force you to take steps for your personality development goal. Okay. So now let us understand what are the steps you should take, or what are the processes for personality development. To be very frank, to categorize these processes into these four, what I have written here, was very difficult task for me. I'm a technical background guy, and to jot down or to write down or to concise those development processes into these four was a challenging task for me. But I thought I just wanted to make sure that I can convey those processes in a very simple way to you guys. Okay, so I have actually categorize those processes into, or the points into, four categories. One is, what is your physical attitude? So the processes you need to follow to improve your physical attitude. Second will be the points you need to understand, to improve your social attitude. Third will be the emotional or psychological attitude. And fourth will be your professional attitude. As rightly said by Mr. Prateek, from the very beginning, he said development or personality development is a whole development, a total development. It's not fun. Hello?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. I thought any question or any point you want to make. Okay, fine. And above all, we all want to get success in our professional career. So what are the things we need to understand, we need to monitor, or we need to develop ourselves within ourselves to achieve these 4 attitudes in our life? So let us take the first one. Sorry. The first is physical attitude. Okay. Now, we all are very, serious about our health or our look. That is all know. But we should consider this: everyone is unique. Everyone has their own unique physique, own unique look, the shape and size and all. So according to that, you need to present yourself to make your first impression right. Okay, whenever you are either into the social life or into the professional life, whatever life you can consider, but the first impression is very much important. So knowing your body type is definitely going to help you. And according to that, and I suggest, you can go for exercise. If you think you are not that much fit or you are not that much good looking, you can exercise a bit to get yourself fit. That should be your first aim. And exercise is definitely going to help, not only help you to shape up your body, but it is going to imbibe the positive energy within yourself. Okay. And work on your attire. Now you have identified your body. Now you have started exercising or whatever you are trying to do. You may try to do some grooming thing, the exact right grooming thing that suits you. Okay, that you understood. So the second will come is work on your attire. Attire is definitely going to help you to mark your first impression. Dress according to the situation. If there is a professional meeting, you cannot go just by, or there is a professional party you heard or you are being invited, just by hearing the word party. You cannot go by wearing anything like kurta pajama. It's not desirable at all. It is an official party. So you need to understand what kind of attire you should actually put on. That you need to understand. And the accessories. Most of the time, we may dress according to the situation, but the accessories we used to bring with ourselves or put on, that actually do not match with the attire. Accessories, what are the accessories? This is nothing but the shoes, the watch, the belt, or the wallet, this kind of thing. I have seen people during my career, when they come to interview, they are very neatly dressed, but the shoes they were actually wearing are like, what they actually used during their marriage party or somewhere. So that should not be done. You need to understand where you are going, why you are going, to whom you are going to meet. Accordingly, you need to dress up. So, and the selection of accessories or dress should not be like, I like that color or the material, that's why I'm buying this dress or this accessories. It should not be like that. It should have some purpose and that fits you, that in which you looks good. It should be your priority while selecting the dress or the accessories. And be original. Do not copy anybody. While considering your physical, as I said, from the very first, I said everyone is unique. So you have your own personality. Don't copy anyone. That's very clear from my side. So by doing this, what will happen? You will mark your first impression. Whenever anybody will see you for the first time, he'll get the impression, yes, this person is right. He understands the situation and accordingly he's dressed up. So this is going to be a very nice meeting or something like that. The second point that you will acquire from this exercise will be, you will gain the confidence. When you dress up rightly, you will have an inner confidence, and that will drive the second part of your journey. Okay. Second is social attitude. Now we've understood how we need to present ourselves. Now we need to understand how, look, only the outer look is not everything. You need to present yourself beyond that. And what is that? Just I want to give you a real life situation. Suppose you don't know these two persons, who they are. Both are dressed very nicely. I hope you all can see the picture. The two persons in the right.
Yes, sir. Donald Trump and Barack Obama.
Yes, absolutely. So they are dressed very nicely, right? What is the difference? Can anybody tell me what is the difference?
One is very subtle and the other one is very out there with bright colors.
Okay. What else?
The tie.
Okay, that's about the dress. That about the dress. What else?
One of them is smiling and the other one looks grumpier.
Yes, absolutely correct. So when you saw this picture, to whom your eyes got attracted? The very first moment you saw this picture. Anybody? Or suppose these two persons are standing in front of you and one is looking very sad and the other one is, laughing and smiling and looking at you. So means with whom you would like to talk to?
The smiling one looks
The
more
laughing,
welcoming.
smiling one.
Yeah. So it's very obvious, right? So it's been said that 70% of the talking is being done by your gesture. Your body tells 70% of talking before you start talking. So you get attracted or you want to talk to the person who is smiley, who is jolly and all. So always whenever you go outside, just wear a smile apart from the dress you are wearing. That will definitely going to enhance your mood as well as the mood of others. That will imbibe the positivity within yourself and the other person also. So this should be your social attitude whenever you go outside. And as I said, people will judge you by your gesture and not by your speaking. That's very true. Before you speak anything, they will look at you, how you are dressed, and what is your gesture. Whether you are comfortable, you are not, or you are in something, you are thinking something else. Suppose in the very first day you entered in your college, and there are 4 5 students, they are sitting in the first bench, and you enter, and one is looking at his or her mobile. Second one is just he do not bother or who is coming and what. And third one, he or she actually look at you, gave you a smile. So definitely your first connection will be with that person only. So if you want to mark or present yourself as a person who is ready for everything, or want to, be social, or want to present yourself, or want, so you need to have these characters first. So now let me give you another example. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Hello, anybody?
Zakir Khan.
Okay, Zakir Khan. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So you know why he is famous for. Even if he do not speak anything, when he enter the stage, people start laughing. Why? Because of his body language, right? And if you have actually seen his videos and all, you must have noticed that he used to frame jokes or on the very relevant, situations that we faced in our life. Absolutely. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the point I want to make here is improve your observation skills. That will help you to increase your sense of humor. And we all used to like to talk to a person who is jolly, who used to smile a lot, who used to, crack some jokes and all. We do not want to go with someone, or do not want to spend time with someone who is sad every time. Is it correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's why I'm saying, this, when you observe small things and try to improve your sense of humor, definitely people are going to attract it towards you. And that will boost your moral, that will boost your confidence. And those small steps are actually nothing but personality development. Believe me. Personality development means what? To, as we discussed, is to make you distinct from others. You behave, you talk, or you look something different from the others. When you get these small things, or do these small things, you are definitely going to be very, different from the others. Or if you can see what is written here, कामयाबी तेरे लिए हमने खुद को कुछ यूं तैयार कर लिया, मैंने हर जज्बात बाजार में रखकर इस तरह कर लिया. What does it mean? He is actually ready for everything. He is preparing himself by giving everything so as to, get that success. Same thing applies here also. The fourth point, when you are in a social environment, the fourth point is, you listen to understand and not to react. Some of us, they, before the other person complete his sentence, or what he want to communicate, the other person actually started to react. And that is not right. You need to and listen and then understand. If you do not listen to the other person not going to listen. That's very much clear. Yes? Do you agree? And these skills, these skills are going to, these small things are going to help you acquire some skills, that can be very helpful when you are in a professional life. And be good to others. The fifth point is be good to others. You should not be good to others means you should not speak negative things about others. You always praise them. Always, talk good about them. And in return also you will get the same. That we all know, we all understand that. But somehow we used to, speak some negative words about others. That is not going to help you. That may help you for a very small time, maybe for 1 year, 2 years. Especially I'm talking with respect to the professional environment. हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना उसको चुगली करना. This is nothing but the chugli. When you talk negative about others, that is chugli. So don't do that. That may help you to get success for a very short period of time, but not for long period of time. And these 5 points are definitely going to occur these 4 skills that is most searched nowadays. The people management. If you ask HR, they are looking for people or the talent who can manage people very well, who can have the conflict resolution and negotiation power, and who can collaborate and work in a team, and service orientation. I hope you can, these 5 points you can correlate with the skills that is required. Can anybody tell, the second point, conflict resolution and negotiation. These skills, how you can develop from these 5 points? Hello, anybody? Yes, come on, speak up. This is a very right time. You can develop this.
Yeah. Otherwise, student can ask. Answer in the chat box also. So all students are requested to be interactive.
Yeah, this is a personality development webinar, and I feel a simple. If I talk about me, before 10 years when I was in my pharmacy, I wanted to ask questions, but I was afraid. I was afraid what the person will think about me if I say something wrong, if I ask something very silly. That was the point. That was actually, but the question was bubbling inside my mind, but I could not ask because of this small fear, and that was lacking inside me. And I want you guys, to understand this. And this is a very right time. In this webinar, nobody is looking at you. Nobody is staring at you. Nobody knows who is speaking and all. So you are in a very comfort zone of yourself. So speak up. Just take a simple step. Speak up. Anybody correlate that skills require conflict resolution and negotiation with these 5 points?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which one?
I would agree with people management and collaboration, because the more you try to adjust with people, it will help you know more people also, and it will help you build your teamwork.
Right, absolutely. And for that, what you need to develop in yourself, from the 5 points I've already discussed in this slide, the left hand side.
I think conflict negotiation.
Okay, that is the skills. What I am trying to ask you is the skill you want to develop is conflict resolution and negotiation.
Yeah, I want to develop that skill.
You want to develop. So for that, which point from the left hand side, the 5 points I have mentioned, wear a smile, body language, increase your sense of humor, listen to understand. From out of these 5, which one you should develop so that you can?
I think I should develop the 4th point, listen to understand and not react, because I'm a very spontaneous person, so I don't think before talking.
You are absolutely correct. You know, I don't know what is your name, but you are correct. You are
Sakshi Singh.
Bang on to that point. When you listen to someone else and understand, you are definitely going to understand what is the problem, and based on that you can negotiate. You will definitely going to solve the conflicts or resolution if you have any, or he or she may have, the person you want to help. So this is what you need to this is the most, important point here. Listen to understand and not to react. Okay. Now let us go to the third. Emotional or psychological attitude. You know, every day when we wake up, after that, from morning to night, we went through a very roller coaster ride of our emotions. Sometimes angry, sometimes happy, sometimes we are in a frustration or in fear, or worry, we are in a worry. Okay, it's a very roller coaster ride for us. And that actually impact our communication with others. Now you understood, that you need to listen to the other to understand. But if you are in a very different emotional phase of your life, so how can you do that? If you have any pre-notion for that, means preoccupied notion for that person or for that situation, you cannot going to help that person, right? So for that, you need to actually have control over your emotions. And how this can be developed? Can anybody tell me how you can control your emotions?
By being a little self-resilient, not getting affected by what people say.
Absolutely.
Positive thinking.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. Absolutely. Very, very nice. You know, you guys are taking a step forward for your personality development. I'm very much happy with that. You know, this, as I said, you know, when you have some emotion within yourself, you will always be in a biased state. You cannot, you know, judge, or you cannot think beyond that emotions, and that is going to help you, or that is going to, going to affect you in your judgment or decision making. So let us see some real life example, and we'll correlate this point with the real life example. The IPL is right now today I think, right?
Yes, sir. First match, Mumbai Indians versus Chennai.
Versus Chennai, absolutely. So can you correlate these two persons with the 4 emotional or psychological attitude I have pointed
Dhoni, Mahendra Singh Dhoni is very calm, whereas Virat Kohli is very aggressive.
Right. And that's why Mr. Cool, the Mr. Dhoni, the cool captain of India, is very much successful in his decision making. Even if you guys have noticed, you know, whenever he has taken the DRS, most of the time he is correct, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And why so? Because he has that control over emotion. And that's making very, these two guys are distant, no doubt. They are, successful. They do not have any kind of match. They cannot be comparable. I'm just comparing them with respect to the emotional attitude they pose. And that's why Dhoni is, even after captaincy also, everybody looks at him. Because of this positive thinking, the control over emotions, that's makes him the best example for this. If you want to be successful, you need to pose these two things, definitely these two things. That will not going to affect your judgment, your decision making. And these judgment and decision making going to, present you as a very different person in your professional life. That's for sure. If you take decision with your emotions, that is not going to happen. But the second, the Virat Kohli is what, with what traits or the attitude you are going to associate Virat Kohli with from these four?
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, that is a skills required. That is the four attitudes.
Control of emotions.
Okay. I don't think so, control of emotion, but it is the self-confidence and never give up. This is the criteria, this is the attitude Virat Kohli pulls. Even if the 10th wicket down, he is the one who will be, or 9th wicket down, he will be the one who actually stand up and take the responsibility, Virat Kohli. So this kind of the self-confidence and never give up attitude, you can associate these two attitude with Virat Kohli. That's why he's successful. Both are successful, but they pose very different characters. But somehow Dhoni also poses this self-confidence and never give up attitude. That's why he is somewhat more successful than Virat Kohli. He's the best finisher, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, because he has that confidence within himself, apart from the control of emotions. And when you acquire these attitudes within yourself, you are going to acquire these skills, that is emotional intelligence, judgment and decision-making power. Emotional intelligence is nothing but non-bias to the situation. Without whatever emotions you may have, but without any emotions, you are taking the decision. That is emotional intelligence. Okay. So now the fourth attitude, this is the professional attitude. Now we have actually these three things we understood. First is what? Your physical attitude. Second is what? Your social attitude. Third is your emotional attitude. Now these things you have or you develop. The fourth will be professional attitude. That will, if this is what this slide actually I added later. Why? Because most of the time we have the notion that when personality development is getting the success in the professional life. But I don't feel that. But still, to address that point also, I have put this slide that you should pose some professional attitude. And this is an overall development. When you add this point also, that will bring an overall development within yourself. So for that, you need to read more. Okay, read more means what? You may read the technical things that is required to get excel in your professional life. You may read something else, some books that will help you to acquire those attitudes that we discussed earlier, the different 3 attitudes. So that will definitely going to help you in the skill required for success in your professional life. That is problem solving and critical thinking. When you have the knowledge, the right amount of knowledge or the exact knowledge on the technical front, then you can, you'll be very swift to solve the problem. Okay. And the second professional attitude you should acquire is note down your daily assignments. This is very much required in our field, in a research kind of field that I represent. Noting down your daily assignment. What was already done, what I have to do today, and what is pending. This is very much required to get you always ready for everything. Okay. Meeting deadlines. When you meet the deadlines, that mark a point in front of your boss or the management that yes, this guy is very much systematic in his approach. He understand, or he or she understand what to do and how to do, when to do. So this is how you will be a distinct person in your professional atmosphere. And we already discussed contribute to groups and team projects, maintain a tidy workspace. These are small things, but that will actually help you to acquire the professional attitude that will bring the distinctiveness within yourself from the others. And for that, further, this read more, I said, that will help you to acquire the communication skills or coordination with others. That these 2 skills you are going to acquire when you read more. The right word, what you need to use while communicating, whether it is verbal or it is written, whatever it may be, the communication type. But when you read more, you understand what word I should use. And that will also, bring the creativity within yourself. So this is how these 4 attitudes are going to help you in your personal development. Okay, any question till now?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. I think I am actually reaching my last slide. Before that, these are some of the books I would like to recommend you, for self-realization or even personality development. These are the 7 books I personally like, and the 7th one, the Steve Jobs, I want to read, but unfortunately till now I do not have that book. But definitely these books are going to help you for your.
Yeah, Mr. Rakesh, could you just give some brief about each book? What exactly these books talk about, so that if required, I mean, we can also purchase these books in our library.
Look, sir, the very first book, that is The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. This is a very very basic book.
Yes. I mean,
to understand.
The 3 books are known. Yeah.
Yeah, the writing style is also very good. But the point he want to make, the first point we discussed is self-realization, right? For personality development. And this is what exactly being touched by Robin Sharma in the very first book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Self-realization. How he realized, that person realizes what he need from his life. So that the whole story was about that only. Realizing the things that person want from his life. And accordingly, he took these small steps and achieved those things. And the Stephen R. Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it's just a very thick book, and very concisely he has written what are the 7 habits one should have, with very different examples also. He has written this book, and how you can develop yourself. And the power of your subconscious mind. This is one of my best favorite book, and I believe in this also. The power of your subconscious mind. As that girl said rightly, she want to have that conflict resolution and negotiation skills. She want to develop that skills. Now, what she should do is consciously she should actually feed this skill to her subconscious mind. That yes, I need this skill, and for this, for to develop that skill, I need to develop, or I need to understand, or I should follow these steps. That she should do, and this is what exactly being told by this book, Power of Subconscious Mind. And definitely the fourth one, how to win friends and influence people, that is based on the communication, how you should communicate, how should you be, your social attitude and all. That is how you should represent yourself, how you should talk, and this is how like this book is. So all these books are very, they can be, helpful for your personality development somewhere or other. They will touch 1 or 2 or 5 points what we discussed earlier. So I feel that can be, these books can be a very good friend for your for you all.
So I have the PDF of the Steve Jobs books. If you wanted, I can share it with Chaskar, sir.
Okay, no, it's fine. Actually, I love to read the physical books. Okay, so I hope whatever I actually wanted to convey is being understood by you guys.
Yes, sir.
Basically, what I did is I actually tried to tell you guys that what are the skills that is being required in this era of 2020, and what are the skills that are being most searched by the company that one person should pose, a person should have. So I wanted to get you guys understand those skills, and to acquire those skills, what are the things you should do. That is what I wanted to convey through this presentation. I'm damn sure if you guys are actually looking for excel in your professional life, or even in your social or personal life, if you can at least take simple step, the SMART goals, that is a very simple thing, through which you can achieve these simple things. And dividing those goals, suppose you have a long-term goal, just divide that long-term goal into short-term goals. Suppose you want to learn the public speaking. Suppose you want to learn this within 1 year. Just you break it down to monthly achievements or weekly achievements, and you just check it whether this is what you are achieving or not. If you are achieving, very simple thing, a simple point I want to give you an example. Like every year on December 31st, what we used to do? We used to write down the New Year resolution, right?
Yes, sir.
And that is nothing but the goal for the next year. But how many of us really follow those goals? Hardly any. 2%, 3% people. And those two, believe me, those 2 or 3% who realize those resolutions and act accordingly, they are the successful people. You will see them getting success in near future. That is 100%. So as I said, even if we, we see or listen to 100 of this kind of seminars or videos in YouTube, nothing going to help unless we realize those things. So I have very concisely written books on self-realization. This is what I want to point out. Okay.
Acha, Mr. Rakesh, I think we can have 1 or 2 questions from the student side.
Yeah.
And I have probably 1 or 2 questions, because this kind of topic is very dear to my heart, rather more dear than the technical topic probably, because now I am in such a time zone for myself as well as in the profession as such also. So I don't know if teachers, because only one student is continuously interacting. She's so proactive, talking, asking the questions. That is really good thing. Yes. But I would have been more happy if the other students can, ask the questions at least. So let's take few questions.
Yeah.
If not, then I have some questions. We will discuss about those questions.
I'll be happy to,
Yeah. So students, please come forward and write your questions in the chat box. Either to you can send the question in the everyone or to me.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but I don't know if I can see the chat box here.
Yeah, I saw, but I couldn't see any question in the chat box. At least, I mean, in general.
Yeah, there are no questions right now.
Okay.
So
if anything comes, Mr. Tasker, I request you if you can read those questions to me. I'll be happy to answer.
So right now there are no questions. Students, anyone who has any queries?
So there are two meanings. If there is no query, means either they have not understood the topic, or probably they have over understood, and that's why there are no queries.
Maybe, yes.
So yeah, because I feel that if you understand, then lots of queries, slowly and steadily comes out. So let's have a query.
I'm happy with that girl. She has the courage to speak, and
true.
She's absolutely in the right track to develop herself. That is
naturally. I mean, what I understand that personality development, as you very rightly said, कि कोई कोर्स करके पर्सनैलिटी डेवलपमेंट नहीं होता है, कोई बुक पढ़ के पर्सनैलिटी डेवलपमेंट नहीं होता है. You have to take small steps, and you have to be proactive. You have to be proactive. When you are reading a book, when you are learning something from the life of the great people, and if you learn and actually execute in your life those kind of things, then only personality will develop. So if you take the name of, right from Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj till the recent example what you quoted about Barack Obama, or maybe our own Prime Minister of this great nation, many things can be learned from these people. And these are the steps which we can, bring into our life for the personality. I think, Pratik, you have some question? You raised your hand.
Yes, sir. There is a question from Himanshi that if we are upset by some problem or if we are sad, how should we fight back or come to normal?
Okay, look, there is 2 possibilities always. That situation, you are upset by some situation. And that situation, if you can handle or if you cannot handle. These are the 2 options you have. If you can handle, it means you have some solution. Just think over it. Besides, just keep your emotions beside or keep it aside and think what you can do to resolve that problem. That is the first step. If you have any solution or if you have any control on that situation. The second is, if you do not have any control or if you do not have any, you cannot do anything to that situation, then just leave it. That is the thing you need to learn. Where I need to act and what I need to skip. That is what personality development is. Worrying about something that you cannot handle or you cannot do anything is not going to help. Rather, it will kill your productive time. So better you need to understand that will come by the experience or the by reading many things or by looking at many situations or the people around you, why they are living that situation and why they are sticking to that situation, and they are working to correct that situation.
Yeah.
Sir, there is one more question from a student named Prasad. He's asking, is it good to have multiple personality to tackle any situation?
Look, we do have multiple personality within ourselves. That's for sure. But multiple personality, what you mean? I don't know, means what you want to convey by saying multiple personality. But when you acquire
Sir, you are mute.
person having some personality, character, some behavior, right now you have. But when you go to the positive side, the and you behave like a proton, as I mentioned in my first slide, when you behave like a proton, imbibe those positive energy within you and act according to those, or you develop those attitudes within yourself, those we discussed earlier, definitely you are going to be a different person from what you are right now. But when you transform yourself from the current personality to the second personality, the earlier personality is going to leave you. So you are again a very improved version of yourself. So you are nothing but a single personality. But you may sometimes behave like a different person. If you have that emotional, if you do not have that emotional attitude with yourself, then you are definitely going to be a multiple person, and that I don't think that is going to help you, because if you do not have that understanding what kind of person you should be at what kind of situation, then there will be a mess. So it's better to be original always, this single person always, and carry those behaviors or attitude, the positive things. I hope I made him clear this point.
Sir, there is one more question from our own faculty, Dr. Seema. Is mind mapping helpful in personality development, and what role can it play?
Okay, mind mapping means your own mind or somebody else's mind. Can you just, if she can speak up, it will be very easy for me, to
Seema, madam, you can unmute yourself, please. Own mind, sir.
Okay.
If our own mind.
It's yes, definitely. When you map your mind, this is nothing but putting those things into your subconscious mind. That is what I think you mean to say mind mapping. This is, you just feed your subconscious mind that you need this, or you want to behave like this, you want to look like this, or you want to talk like this. So this is what is mind mapping, according to me. And this can be achieved when you continuously feed those things to your subconscious mind. And that should be consciously, you should feed those things to your subconscious mind. And definitely, slowly, your mind will align to those points, and you develop yourself accordingly, and you behave also accordingly. Yes.
Sir, one more question from Prachi is, what is the best way to improve communication skills?
Okay. there are many things you can do to improve communication skills. Many people say you can start reading newspaper, you can start watching English movies, especially if you speak about English communication in English language. And communication you can do in any language, and the best way to improve your communication is nothing but try to understand. First listen and then try to understand what the other person is trying to tell me. Okay, what the other person is saying. When you take some pause and think and understand, then you will be in a better position to communicate what. And then, as I said, when you read so many things, so many books and all, you know which word or what you need to uh, say to the other person. What word will definitely, uh, uh, going to help in this situation. Okay.
Sir, there is one more. If we don't like someone's behavior in our workplace, but still you have to work collaboratively, how should one go about this?
Okay. Look, this is a very realistic situation. When you work in a team, you have the colleagues with your, and you do not like that person. This is a very realistic situation. At that time, what you should do is you should talk very limited things and try to avoid these situations that will, hamper your relationship or your productivity. At that time, I will not say totally ignore, because that will again, create some other difficulty, or that will create some other problem. So better, you have to work with that person, but try to avoid those situations where it may get some, something very heated situation. It may get into some heated situation, or you may say something that that person will not like, or he or she may say something you may not like. So try to avoid as much as you can. That is the best practice.
So next question, which type of personality can make us a better person?
Look, I'm not the right one to answer it. It is you who can actually answer this question. You means you need to understand what is lacking within yourself, what is actually dragging you behind. Okay, when you identify those and when you rectify those or work on those points, you are going to become a better person, no doubt. So there is nothing like, this is the role model. There is nothing like that. Nobody is ideal. Nobody is perfect, 100% perfect. Nobody. But you can be a better person what you are right now. That's for sure. If you work on the negative points what you have. So understanding your strength and understanding your negative points, both will help you. Whatever strength you have, just you polish them and you just work more on them. And whatever negative points you have, you just try to eliminate those negative points, and in that place you bring some positive points within us. That will make you a better person.
So next question is, which are the habits which will improve your personality?
We already discussed so much on that only. The habit that you should have to, when you go outside, you are going to meet some people, you just wear a smile, just have a smile on your face. That is a simple habit, just smile. That will definitely going to help you. to become a better person. So these are very small things, but these habits we already discussed.
I
So
would
there
like to add here, Pratik.
Sure.
I would like to extend the answer, and this is very good question, asked by. So I would just briefly, I will take 1 minute. I'll tell you a story in the sense, again, my favorite leader in the present times, leader in not, I'm not talking about a political leader, but a leader. Once upon a time, the Prime Minister Modi ji was asked that how did you develop a good chemistry with the American President Barack Obama as well as Donald Trump simultaneously? Okay, and also with other world leaders like Russian President and France President and many more. Now, his answer was very clear, and that appreciates me, and probably all of us, those who wish to develop the personality, those who wish to become a good human being, a great human being in future, they should try to appreciate this answer. He said that whenever I meet a new person, I never go with certain opinion in my mind. He was told that, somebody was talking about Trump, that Trump is like this, Trump like this, Trump's are, Trump's choices are this, and Trump's do not like this. So while interacting with Trump, one should use this kind of technologies or techniques. That is what he was briefed by his administrative support staff or whosoever, or advisor for that matter. And so, same was with Barack Obama when Obama was the president of the US, and later on with other leaders. So he said that I do not meet any new person with any pre-context in the mind, pre-thought in the mind. I go with a plain mind, and I don't have any notion in my mind. So my point, what I wanted to tell to all the students, that do not have any kind of opinion, do not make any kind of opinion, judgmental opinion of any person unless and until you do not understand him or her. So this is very important trait of a personality, and let us go ahead with that kind of trait. And second point, and then I raised my discussion. Mr. Rakesh has shared his list of books, some 6-7 books, whatever. I would request Mr. Rakesh, if he is delivering talk henceforth anywhere, add these 3 books or 3 names into books, and these are more contemporary, more relevant to our Indian situation, because leaders generally born based on the geography, based on the requirement of the time. So Mussolini, Hitler, they were leaders of their area, their era, and in many cases Hitler was appreciated in the beginning, and later on we know about Hitler as a dictator. So Mussolini is appreciated, Albert Einstein, not only as a scientist but also as a philosopher. So these 3 names which I would like to suggest. One is, whenever you're talking about leadership development or personality development, one is Lord Krishna, who spoke of many things into Bhagavad Gita about personality development. Second is Shivaji Maharaj, again a best example of personality development, a management guru. And third and the foremost, Acharya Chanakya. So if in the Indian context, if you have to become a leader, if you have to develop your personality, I request all students to refer the life of these 3 people. I repeat, Lord Krishna, Shivaji Maharaj, and Acharya Chanakya. Apart from whatever books he has told, but these 3 leaders, if you see their life, they are full of the leadership examples, and one can learn and develop the personality from these 3 people. And that is my personal experience. I read a lot about these 3 persons, and I have been reading a lot. Still, I am not able to understand the complete personality of all these 3 people. Thank you so much. I rest my points here.
Thank you so much, sir, pointing out this. I'll definitely, make note of this. And you are absolutely correct. When we are talking about personality and all, we should think about our geography and all. When we see people, we understand what character they pose and why they are great leaders. Definitely. Thank you, sir.
Sir, there are 2-3 more questions, sir. Let's take them within 5-10 minutes.
Pratik, just say all these 3 questions you ask in one go, and let's take the final round now.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So how to improve confidence during public talk or when we are scared of, in front of talking in a group? And the second question is, should we be going, outgoing or reserved in our workplace?
Look, to answer the first question, the public speaking, that you need to develop within yourself by, either creating a situation in your mind. What I believe, that is my belief, you need to create a situation, that kind of situation within your head, that this is the situation and I was given a chance to speak about this. Can I speak these 5 or 10 sentences? That is what you need to develop, you need to think. And when you try these kind of things many times, you try to put yourself in that situation and try to speak in your mind itself, of course. So definitely when a chance will come, you will definitely going to speak. That is what I believe. And that will come by, when you speak, also you can take a step forward and come out of your comfort zone and try to approach people, and you try to say something in front of your friends, 5-10 people, and like this you can develop that habit. Okay, the second point was whether to be introvert or
should we be outgoing or reserved in our workplace?
No, I don't think reserve is a very good thing, when you are going to your workplace. That is not the right thing. If you are reserved, if everything is inside yourself, even if you have a solution for something, some problem, if you cannot speak, then what is the meaning? Whatever you means acquired during this, during your education and all, if you cannot represent yourself, the thoughts you have to the problem, to something else, then what is the meaning of this education? Nothing. So you need to, but it doesn't mean you are discussing a problem and within that you just crack a joke. No, that kind of behavior should not be there, but you should be outspoken. Whatever in your mind, if you think that is means right and that can help the situation or that can improve the situation, then you should speak. That courage you should have. That's for sure.
I will just add here again. I'm not able to resist, So because this is related to workplace question, and we all are working professionals. So yes, one should not hesitate in the workplace. Absolutely no need. But what is more important at the workplace is proactiveness. That the leadership born from within. It is not an imposed kind of leadership. It's born from within, and one has to keep eyes, ear, mind open and observe the people around. And one has to be proactive, collaborative. Teamwork is what is the need of our. One cannot work in silo in present era. Those who wish to work in silo in present era, probably their development, their growth will be always restricted. That is the experience what I have seen. So at workplace, proactiveness is the mantra for that matter. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, sir. If I just want to put 1 or 2 sentences to this, suppose there is if you are a kind of introvert person and your appraisal is near, what you will do? You will not say anything. The whole year you have worked on, and you will not say anything, then you are not going to get anything. That's for sure. So that's why if you are ready to speak at the time of appraisal, then you should be ready to speak at the time of any problem and to suggest whatever you feel right in.
So not speaking only at the time of appraisal,
yes,
but to speak at every time, so that you have an authority to speak at the time of appraisal. Right?
Yes, absolutely. Anyway, that is the point I wanted to make.
I think we will not extend the discussion now here. Yeah, Pratik, you take it.
Thank you, Mr. Rakesh Das, for having such a wonderful session. I hope the students might have enjoyed, and depending I mean, depending on the questions they have asked, I feel that many things have started scratching out their minds, and I am really thankful on behalf of my organization that you have spent your valuable time and so many details related to personality. Uh, thank you so much, and we hope that we'll have more interactions in near future as well.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
hereby
so much.
declare that the session is done. Yes, sir.
No, I just wanted to make a point before concluding this session. I just wanted to remind every audience here that you should work on the SMART goals. That is the first step of your personality development. Just remember the SMART goals.
Sir. Thank you so much, sir. And I declare that the session is over right now. Thank you.
Thank you.